Okay, ladies, listen up. We have the Aura Skimmer women's flyweight. New board.
Yep.
Let's dive in.
Yeah, Aura Skim board. It's a board that's geared towards female skim riders. That's based off of another board in the Ronex line called the Osmo, and changing it and fine tuning it for a female rider.
Very cool. Very cool. Coming from the Osmo, looking at the world of women's skim, like we're obviously looking at a high-end skimmer for ladies looking to rip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a performance-driven skimmer, really low rocker, sharp rails, carbon fiber tip to tail down the middle of the board. Performance-driven, yeah, for somebody who's looking for a fast skim board that's going to feel super supportive with a minimal side cut, twin tip and tail design.
Very cool. Very cool. Features, we're talking rails, profile, rocker. It has a similar profile to the Osmo, right? Which is very twin tip, right?
Yep, it's similar profile. We wanted to make it significantly narrower for women having smaller shoe sizes, giving them a little more leverage over the rail was important. Mm-hmm. And yeah, just changing. Obviously, it's a little bit different of a construction coming out with a surf core, but with carbon fiber, making it feel a little more livelier, easier to throw around than a tip-to-tail carbon board.
Right. And for rocker, we're talking minimal rocker, right? It's pretty.
Yep.
It's pretty fast down the line.
Super fast down the line, and it's great too if you're doing a 3 or you're doing a shove. Having low entry rocker makes it ride good in revert, so you're keeping your speed up even when you're trying to combo and link up tricks.
Which is definitely important on the high-end skim world.
Yep, for sure. And the Osmo's been really great. It's now going into its second year, so taking that shape and gearing it towards female riders was important, but also making those changes to make it female friendly and something that is going to accommodate people with smaller foot sizes, that weigh less, and yeah, I think the Aura compared to our previous women's high-end skimmer, the carbon skimmer, it's going to feel more supportive under the front foot because there's less side cut. The traditional carbon skimmer that we had in the women's line had a really pulled in tip and tail, and I think modernizing a little bit in that way, making it feel more supportive, riding better switch, giving you more of a platform to boost up and do an air.
A little bit more stability riding regular, a little bit more stability landing switch, coming down the transition.
Mm-hmm. It's a thinner profile board too, so you get more edge control with an Aura compared to a women's carbon skimmer. And yeah, too, the construction, it's cool to have that carbon in there because skimmers work really great with carbon. You're looking for that rigidity and stiffness response, but having flyweight core gives you that ability to kind of, just control the board a little bit more.
The best of both worlds.
Yep.
Moving into fins, floating.
Floating blueprint button fins, 2.5 and a 1 inch blueprint.
Floating fins are pretty cool.
They're nice too. I mean, yeah, finless, and they're gonna float if somebody decides to knock them in off the back of the boat.
I feel like on a skim the button system is pretty clutch because I feel like there's a lot of people, kind of changing their setup up pretty often.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about an Osmo or an Aura shape is you can put somebody that's new that wants to try your skim board out on it because it's really supportive under the front foot. It's hard to dunk the nose. So an intermediate rider with swapping a fin to maybe a 2.5 inch fin can still feel what it's like to ride a high-end skim board with the Aura. And yeah, they're super easy to swap out.
And then, it's a lightweight core, but I feel like in the skim world, you're not always looking for, even though you want a board to be light, you still want that momentum. What's like the overall feeling? You want that momentum to be able to carry through on, all your different shove tricks and your different moves. So, where are we looking at?
Yeah, when you have like kind of more of a surf style core with carbon, you're getting kind of the best of both worlds. You're getting the stiffness down the middle of the board for when you're building up your momentum into a trick, but you're also getting kind of that lively, lightweight response that for a female rider works really great because it's easier to kind of throw the board around.
Right on, right on. I feel like in the high-end skim world, we are giving them what they're asking for.